Okay, you guys already know what time it is. We've had a mini series where we've reacted to all of the 6ix9ine interviews on DJ Vlad. Well, now the man, the homie, as he would say, Traplo Ross, is on DJ Vlad, and he's going to explain the Central C manager situation on DJ Vlad. It'll be interesting to hear this one. It's going to be interesting. You know, when I went to LA, when Traplo Ross invited me to LA to watch the Youngboy show, appreciate that, bro. Thank you. Vlad was meant to be there, but Vlad wasn't there. It would have been interesting to meet Vlad, but let's see what Traplo Ross is saying about this. You know, let's take a look, man, because if you haven't seen my opinions on it, my initial thoughts on the situation, you can see, I'll link the video on screen. I probably will, probably won't, but I did the video, but we'll watch this now. Get into this, man. We'll get into this. Let me see if I'm not too big. All right.
All right, here we go. Traplo Ross, welcome back to Vlad TV.
Good to be back, man.
Well, a lot has happened since last time, but we can't start this interview without talking about how Central C's goons pressed you at Complex Con.
Scorch the beef, man. Can we scorch the beef, or is it?
Never have beef, man.
Are you sure?
Man. Never have beef.
Come on, I appreciate you, bro. You know I said your album was the best UK album that was ever dropped.
I heard you.
No, he just say you gotta do a little bit more research. He say you're not the facts ain't there yet.
Hey, look, I heard.
Hey, listen, what makes you think you can come in and speak like that?
I mean, I thought I was just saying what's up.
You just saying what's up. Nah, he good.
Just saying what's up. How is it? It's like that.
Get out of the booth, bro. Get the fuck out of the booth, bro.
It's good.
Get out, bro. Relax, man. Go outside the booth, and I'll come outside and I'll talk to you outside the booth. Get out of the booth.
That's what it is.
Get yourself out.
And here, I think this is just YB's protecting his artists. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know what's happened. You know the backstory here, right? But we haven't heard anything directly from YB's before or directly from Central C. Ross, he rolls with security all the time when he's in LA. You know, when I was with him, when we went to that Youngboy show, he was with some security. He was with security, and obviously, you know, you come in there with cameras. It's like kind of a draw out. You know, it's like, what are you here for, bro? Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of the angle there, isn't it? I think YB's just protecting his artists, you know. And Ross is a troll, bro. Ross, I've said this already, bro. Ross is a troll, and Ross is not paying to have security guards and have a cameraman follow him to not get content, bro. You know what I mean? To not get content, and he got a good return on his investment here.
I ain't got nothing. Take him out. I got him. I'm hollering you. Take the guy out of the booth, bro.
The Central C vaping.
Go, bro. Go, give it, bro. Get out of my booth, bro. Get out of my booth. Hurry up, bro.
Hey, good to see you, man.
No, it isn't. Huh? You see me.
You chill.
I make the music.
Yeah.
I run a business. So I can watch things from a different standpoint.
Man.
And what Central C says there as well, he's like, Central C, I don't think he actually cares. I don't think he takes it personally, bro, because, like, whenever people talk about me online, you know, it's not me who sees it. Like, a lot of the time, you ain't even the one who sees things about you, bro. Like, Central C probably ain't even watched. He might have watched the video, maybe he didn't. Maybe he did watch it. I can't imagine someone the size of Traplo Ross making a documentary on me and not watching it, you know? Maybe he didn't watch the full thing. The BBC documentary that came out on me, I didn't. It took me like a year later to watch the whole thing, seriously. But I don't think he actually. It's like when people around you who will watch things and they'll tell you, "Oh, this is being said," and they tend to get a lot more angry about it than you. Like, they're a lot more vexed about it than you, bro. With the Spray thing, me and Spray are cool, but people around me, you know how many calls I got of people saying, "Where is this guy's studio? Like, what are we doing?" You know what I mean? That's just how it works for you. You know what I mean? That's how it works. I don't think Central C actually cares, but let's see what Ross says this time.
And it was just, I mean, goons, it was one goon, really, it was his manager, but yeah, that was wild, man. That was crazy.
All right, but you're actually protected by Vlad TV security.
Man, shout out to Vlad for coming through with the security, man.
Wow.
Seriously, shout out to the security, man. Like, they killed it. Yeah, man, I really appreciate you kind of tapping me in with some good security out in Las Vegas, man. So shout out to Gab, who organized it, my guy JT and Ray. Like, they were epic security. So yeah, they made sure that I was straight in that situation, and I got you to thank for that, man.
Of course, man. My pleasure.
Network.
Well, let's talk about what happened, because you were at Complex Con, you were hanging out with academics, and Central C was there. Right now.
Well, okay, actually, it's kind of the other way around. We was walking around Complex Con, just sort of looking around, taking in the vibes. We'd been there for maybe like an hour or two, not very long. And then I see from a distance, I spot in a distance, like I caught a rare Pokemon, I see academics and Central C together. So it was a completely like random occurrence. It was just like, yo, they're over there. Ask my mans. Let's just go see what's up. Let's just go see what's going on. But it was random. It wasn't like I was with academics, because I think some people think that academics kind of maybe like lined Central C up, and that's false. Like that's not true.
Nah,
it wasn't a play. Me and
do
Ac didn't plan it. I see them over there. I was like, let me go over there.
Well,
Okay, that's some clarity in it. I mean, I could just call the guy, but that's some clarity there, in it? Because obviously, in the video, watching Ross's video, it seemed like, you know, it seemed like it was planned. It seemed like it was very premeditated. Obviously, it was premeditated, but not premeditated like I'm gonna go there and find Central C. It's like, fuck it, he's there. Let's do this. You know, it was like that. That changes things.
I usually go by the rule that if I talk bad about someone and I see him out, I usually don't talk to him.
Okay,
That's a good rule.
really,
That's a good rule.
really. That's bro. Like, it depends what the angle is, innit? Because there's a few rappers that I've spoken bad on. There's like two where if I see them, it's like, you know, it won't be civil. But for example, Unknown T, yeah? You guys remember when Unknown T got his chain seized? He got his chain back, by the way. I was questioned about this on a certain podcast that is not worth mentioning, but they asked me, they said like, kind of like, oh, you said Unknown T was crying when he got his chain taken. Like, would you say that to his face? It's like, bruv, I'm making a video. Like, I'm just reacting to what I'm seeing. Like, would I say that to his face? If I saw him in person, and he follows me now, he followed me on Twitter. But if I see him in person, I'm going to show him love straight away and show him it's not that. And if he brings it up, you know, having a man-to-man conversation, if he brings it up and has a problem with it, I'll be like, yeah, maybe man shouldn't have said that, you know? But it's cool. It's all love. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I wouldn't avoid. I wouldn't not talk to them, because that makes it more weird. It's like, this person's, unless there's a personal relationship, it's like, if this person's never spoken to me before, but I've spoken about them online, and they've definitely heard it, you know, most likely they've heard it if I've spoken about them, I'm going to make the effort and show them the angle. Like, it's all love. Like, I fuck with what you do. And then if you don't like what I've said, you bring it up, and then we'll address it there and then. Like, that's how I view it, though.
And I have not followed this rule over the years. You know, me and Drake had a little thing that happened at one point, because I approached him and he felt that I was talking trash about him. Really not me. It was like Charlemagne and people like that. And a situation almost occurred. And after that, I'm like, if I see someone and I know I've been very vocal about them, I just won't say anything. That's it. I'll just let him come and go, and that's that. But you decided to actually approach him.
I did, man. I did. And I feel like, look, a lot of people have tried to come at me and say, like, you was antagonizing Central City. Like, it was a random occurrence. I'd gone to Complex Con to network, to meet people, to have viral moments. It really was just like...
That's what it is, though, to have viral moments. Because what did you expect to happen, Ross?
The, like, crazy chance encounter. But I'm not going to lie, like, I just felt like, look, we in a venue, everybody's here, mingling, mixing. Complex Con's known for people having crazy face-offs and altercations. I just said, look, I'm just going to go over there and see what happens. I'll keep it real. I did not expect to even get that close. I was thinking, okay, let's see if we can get over there. Let's get in the booth. Maybe I'll buy some of his merch.
The booth.
And like, I was thinking, I'm probably going to get turned away from the booth, and that's going to be that's probably going to be a little moment. Like,
that's what I was
Trapper
thinking.
Ross couldn't get in. I was shocked that I even got up close enough to where he was putting his hand out to shake my hand.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, bro. I'm thinking, if I'm YBs and I see Trapper Ross coming, I'm saying, you get out the booth before you're in the booth, innit?
All right. You guys started to talk a little bit, and you were like, oh, you know, I did say that you had like the best album out of the UK. So he kind of gave you like a half-hearted handshake.
It was a weak handshake, but it was a handshake nonetheless. And he reached out. He reached out for the handshake. I'll keep it real with you, Vlad, because I look, all right, I'm a troll. I've been saying a lot of bad stuff about him.
Yeah.
I've said a lot of good stuff too.
See, he knows he's a troll. Ross even says it, bro. He's a troll, fam.
Very independent, like unbiased journalist. Okay, I gave a lot of opinions about him, some good, some bad. I could not believe when he put his hand out to shake my hand. That blew my mind. When that was all going on, I was thinking, bro, I didn't think I was going to get into the booth. All right. And then next thing you know, he's reaching his hand out to shake my hand. Now, here's the interesting thing, okay? We ended up having a little back and forth. Obviously, I walked in there. When I got up behind academics, I said, yo, what's up, Ac? Like, this is a crazy place to meet you. Like, you think we could squash the beef? And then academics kind of brought me into that conversation with him to say, let's squash the beef. He said, oh, there's no beef. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I thought there was a little beef. And then he reached out to shake my hand. I'll keep it real with you. For everyone that says I hate Central C, I got a big problem with him. In that moment when he shook my hand, I was thinking, like, man, like, he a nice guy. and we had a little back and forth. I didn't get any negative vibes from him at all. I thought he was a cool guy. And it's very unfortunate that his manager came over and basically got to try and oppress me, because I feel like if we'd have been allowed to have that conversation for a couple more minutes, I think we would have come to some understanding. I would have said some really positive stuff. I would have said, oh, look, man, like, it's ironic because the stuff that he said after I left about, look, I'm just a brand entity. I'm not really like, you know, I'm not really everything that I portray. Kind of, I feel like we could have actually come.
It's that though, man. It's like, I'm not really everything I portray. It's like, you're saying my man's a capital, bro. You know what I mean? You're saying everything in his raps is a lie, bro. And that's like, and I think Central C's viewing it like, okay, I don't really, like, you got to do what you got to do. I do what I got to do. I don't really give a fuck. You know, I genuinely don't think Central C actually cares. I don't think he actually cares about the discourse that goes on about him. It's the people around him that care. That's my view, but let's keep going.
To understanding, had got off on a positive terms, and realistically, there probably would have been like 2 years worth of positive press from me for Central C, because it's like we could have gained an understanding. He could have clapped back at some of my points, and then it could have been like, Central C is a super cool guy, super nice guy. Like, I'm not going to be too harsh on him anymore. But his manager came over, got to pressing me, and then it was kind of like, okay, well, it's kind of up. This is the moment now, because I thought the moment was going to be me and Central C shaking hand, having an understanding, and moving past the animosity. And then it's kind of like, I feel like looking back, I feel like his manager kind of played that wrong. Yeah, they got an issue with me, but like, I'm the media. Like, it would have been better off for us to squash it, have like almost like a heartwarming moment and get me on your side. But, you know, he came over, he did his thing.
Well, you essentially call Central C a studio gangster.
Pretty much.
Thank you, Vlad. This is why Vlad is like, love him or hate him, yeah? You know, I would have loved to meet Vlad, but Vlad is just a great interviewer, because that's what I took from that. You're basically saying he's a studio gangster. Like, if somebody said to me, yo, your rap is cap, you know what I mean? You can see the plaque in the back. I need a 100 mil plaque. The 1 million one's there, 20 million's down there. That's 100 million now, all right? Just a little flex, but okay, all right? I'm not going to fuck with you. If you make a documentary saying, Tankz never, it's like, nigga, that's my life. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, that's not a flattering thing to say about somebody, but I felt like it was true. And I said his music's great. He's number one, the best music that a rapper has to offer in the UK in this era. But he's not really killing people. He's not really stabbing people. He's not rolling around with the knives and like, that's not what was going on. And it's like, obviously that's disrespectful if your whole image.
Yeah, but it's like, again, the rebuttal to that, I hate to keep pausing, but the rebuttal to that would be, bro, he's grown up around that. Like, he grew up broke. He's told the stories of his parents and shit. He grew up in West London, like Shepherd's Bush, bro. No offense to anyone in Bush, but that is one of the scummiest, bro, scummy behavior from some people who are from there. Not no sets or anything like that, but I just know there's some scummy people that come from Bush, bro. You know, some scummy people, bro. No diss or anything to anyone, bro. I'm sure guys who have grown up in Bush will agree. You know what I mean? So I'm sure he's seen these things, bro. Like, you can rap about a gun or my boy's got this. His boy probably has got that. Got the polka tucked. I mean, who hasn't had a polka tucked if you've grown up in a rough? You get what I'm saying?
It is based on, I'm portraying this gangster persona, but it's like, I don't know, you could probably point to other people. I mean, I don't know who else comes to mind, but it's like a lot. And
how Sench meant, and it's a lose-lose situation for Sench, because how is Sench meant to be like, oh, well, I've done this, that, and snitch on himself? What is it, bro? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Rappers have been very successful. They make great art. It's like, I low-key in the video, I low-key showed him respect and said, look, the reason that Digger D, who's your main enemy, who's really about all of that stuff in West London, is in jail, unable to release music, is because he really was. So Central C, you the smart one. So it's like, there's all these little positive things in there that I feel like were overlooked because they took that to heart. But it's kind of like, we could have hashed that out in that conversation and then had a positive kind of footing for our relationship. And
Ross, I don't think Central C really cares, bro. I think it. I've said it already, but you guys get what I'm getting at.
And again, I feel like if we were just allowed to talk for another 2 minutes, I think we would have actually like squashed it. I would have had a better perspective going forward. I feel like.
But Sedge said there's nothing to squash, bro. He said there's nothing to squash, my guy. He said there's nothing to squash, like.
I would have given him an opportunity to clap back at what I was saying, and I wouldn't have been like, oh, that's.
How's he meant to clap back? Is he meant to say, no, actually, you said I ain't stabbed anyone. I stabbed someone on this day. Ross, come on, bro.
I'd have been like, oh, yeah, no, I hear where you're coming from. Like, the same stuff he said to academics 10 minutes later, if he'd have said that to me, I think we would have had an amazing exchange, and it would have been positive press. But it's not what happened.
So
it's no positive press, bro. It's I don't know. That's just let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, because I had a discussion with my boy Jace as well. We're talking about this because we saw the Vlad notification and we're talking about it, and I was getting his views on it as well. And he kind of sees it more Trap Lord Ross's way, innit? He kind of sees it more like that angle. So it's like, but hey, Ross is still the homie though, man, as he would say. Yeah.
His manager started to press you and basically telling you get out.
Yeah, he came over. So if you see the clip, right, he basically came over, and I'm in conversation with Central C. I was about to say something, and basically I wasn't going to say something nasty, but I was about to kind of bring up the kind of the animosity about the documentary and kind of have that back and forth. You hear me basically say like, I heard, and then as soon as I'm even about to kind of get into this dialogue, his manager comes over and basically says like, what are you doing here? And this is the funny thing. I don't think anybody, even the people with me, I don't think anybody knew what it was except for me, because I know everything I've said about him. I know the back and forth. I know they were mad. I know that his crew of like tried to press other UK creators in the UK when they run into each other.
Oh, really?
That is very true. I don't know if Ross is about to explain it, but Cremo, there was a story. Cremo made the story public, but some affiliates of Sench backed out a Nank on him at a Drake party. Billy the GOAT was not pressed. He's not a part of this list, but Billy the GOAT met Central C's manager, and Central C's manager kind of said, what side are you on? It was kind of like that sort of meeting. Like, I thought you were on that side, this side, and Billy's like, bruv, there's no sides. Like, same way I stand. Like, bruv, there's no sides. And who else was it? Yeah, and Shawnee Caballero. Shawnee started all of this, bro. This is why your team is so important, because Shawnee, the Sony A&R, she is the reason this has got to this point, because she said something unpleasant to Trap Lord Ross, and she basically, you know, just said a bunch of mad things, you know, said some racist things. That's what they were. They were racist things about Trap Lord Ross, and that kind of sparked this whole thing, even though YBs and Central C never said anything. You know, they never even said anything. They still ain't really said anything apart from get out the booth.
Known thing, you know, there's a guy called Billy the GOAT, a guy called Cremo. Like, they both ran into him and his manager and had issues with him in the UK.
Not Billy, correction, because I know Billy doesn't like, Billy the GOAT didn't have issues with him. And shout out to Cremo and Billy the GOAT getting mentioned on Vlad though. Big up though, come on, man.
So I'm knowing, as soon as I see him, the manager, I'm like, I know what this is about to be, but I don't think anyone else knows. So he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm just saying what's up. And he says like, what do you mean saying what's up? Like, what do you mean saying what's up? And I'm kind of like, I know what this is about to be, because low-key, this is where they messed up, is that like they low-key gave me like a viral moment, and I don't feel like they necessarily came away looking too good. No. Because like before I even turned up, there's a little clip, you're gonna see it, where it's like they're hearing whispers that I'm around, and like his manager comes over, is like, Trap Lord Ross here, and they're all like looking around, looking for me. Somehow I managed to get in there, and so anyway, like the manager basically.
Yeah, man, it's like the best way to handle that, because even Ross said it himself, he's a troll. The best way for Central C's team to have handled that would have either been them lot saying, get out the booth before we got into the booth, or play into the trolling. Just be like, yeah, man, yeah, you think like, you know what I mean? Just play into the trolling, like out-troll the troll. That would have been, but you got to be kind of internet ready for that. Like, hey.
It's just saying to me like, yeah, like, what you doing here? And he's just like, no, there ain't no saying what's up. Like, get out. And then I'm kind of like, you hear me say, I'm like, oh, is that what it is? But I'm with my security. Maybe he didn't notice that I had my security kind of like right by me. And then he starts yelling in my face, like, get the fuck out the booth. And I'm kind of like, all right, like, yeah, maybe. And then basically it's like my security is like, yo, relax. Like to his manager, like, yo, relax. And he's a big guy. Like, bro, he a big dog. Like, bro, I ain't trying to fight this guy. Like, I want that. But I have my security. So I'm kind of like, you ain't really good. You ain't really able to do anything to me right now. But also like, all right, I'll get out. I kind of slowly got out and basically was just like, bro, we can talk. Like, you ain't letting me have a conversation with him. Like, me and you can talk. Let's talk it out. Like, you guys clearly have this issue with me. Get it off your chest. Let's talk it out. So what you didn't see after that clip on Academics' stream, but my camera guy doing my vlog was filming. Once we get outside, his manager comes over to me, and then we basically had a little back and forth. And it was interesting, man. It was interesting. Some people saying I stood on business. I definitely wasn't backing down, and he did say he was going to punch me, but no punches were thrown.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what that means. So, like, you say you're going to punch me, you didn't punch you. Like, that's a lot of people have been saying, I don't feel like I was acting tough. Like, he was saying, oh, you think you're a tough guy. I was like, I'm not a tough guy. I've never been a tough guy. I'm here to have a conversation. And, like, what we do.
Ross, the reason I wouldn't say you stood your ground is because if you took the cameras away and you had no security and said, punch me in the face, and he didn't, then I would say, yeah, you stood your ground. You know what I mean? But with security there, a bunch of cameras, what's my man meant to do? Punch you in the face and get arrested, go to prison in America, in freaking Nevada. Like, you get it?
I'm here. I said it a few times. I said, look, I'm here right now. Let's have the conversation. It's happened. Like, let's talk. And he basically just said, like, if you know you got a problem, you shouldn't come into the booth. You should send your security to come and check if he wants to talk to you. And I didn't say this, but it's just kind of like, bro, like, I know what it is. Like, obviously, I'm not.
And on a personal level as well, like, you fucked with Central C as manager, bro. That you know what it's like, Ross, bro. People are probably telling you, oh, this guy said this guy said that. If you and Central cool, forget what YBs are saying. Me and you, Central, nah. You're calm, bro. You're calm. You can even see through the whole thing. Central C even says, there's a part of the clip there where Central C says, oh, you see, it's just people around me, da-da-da. Sench is calm. You could still give Sench good press. You know what I mean? You could still do that.
I'm going to send my security to go and ask. Obviously, he's not going to have me in there. It was really it was a game of buckaroo. Like, let me see how far I can get before this thing goes left. And that's when it went left. And it just, you know, it is what it is. I think his manager was thinking he was going to press me on some tough stuff. Maybe didn't realize that I was securityed up and that really wasn't going to run. And then kind of like flopped, really, when really I feel like we should have had a positive conversation.
No. I don't think that's what happened. I think it's the principle. He's thinking, bro, are you taking the piss? Like that. I think that's what he's thinking. He's like, bro, you're here with security, cameras, you know, cameras is a draw out, even though that's complex com. I think it's just the principle. Because he even says, like, YB's even says after, in the clip, the aftermath clip, he says, like, if you want to talk to me and bless it, like, you come to me, like, norm, you know what I mean? I think it's just principle. I don't think he's trying to be a tough guy, bro. It's not that. Like, it's just the principle at the end of the day.
Like a more man-to-man, and just, they could have just been like, yo, we didn't feel how you were portraying it, and then I could give my reasons, then we could have got on an equal footing. But it's like, they was like, we're going to press him on a tough guy thing, but then it's like, but I got 2 security, so then it's kind of like, what we doing? Then he just walked away.
Nah, but Ross, here's the thing. The manager, YBs ain't said nothing to you. Central C ain't said nothing to you, but you've said a lot about them. So you got to show the angle. It's like, what angle are you here from? If I'm YBs, I'm thinking, bruv, this guy's taking the piss. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? I don't know. YBs might have been, maybe YBs was thinking he's going to be a tough guy. I don't think so. But that's how I see it. Let me know again. Comments, guys. What do you guys think?
Well, this is why you have real security as opposed to some street guys that you may know or some tough guys around you or whatever, because real security will conduct things professionally and de-escalate situations. Whereas if you had some guy whose job is there to be tough, he would now engage the manager and be like, no, I'm about to punch you in the face. And then, you know, because your security wasn't saying that. I wouldn't send someone with you that was going to make the problem worse. So they didn't necessarily de-escalate, but they kept things even. And this is why you have professional security as opposed to just the homies around. This is a perfect example.
For sure. And it's funny because there's been a lot of response. I'm not going to lie, I would say mostly positive response for me in what happened. But like, there's been a lot of people kind of making this comment like, oh, you would have never done that with security. It's like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, if it was just me and that giant dude was chasing after, bro, I'm running. Like, that is what it is. But I step with security to events where I know that there's going to be a problem or overly fans. Yeah, I'm having security. Like, that's the smart thing to do. So it really wasn't something where I felt like I was trying to be tough. I didn't press it. I wasn't trying to be tough, but it was just like, this is a public event. I'm here. I've seen you guys are here in public. I've seen you. We're all at the same event. It could have been me. It could have been any other number of people. But like,
yeah,
your security was kind of lacking because I shouldn't have even. I'm surprised I got in the booth. Honestly,
right? Because Central C has security also.
I didn't. I don't know where they was. Like, I didn't see him. I see his big manager and then like 2 of the mandem in like shiesties. But like, it just went how it went, man. Honestly, for me, it couldn't have gone better. It was perfect. Like every step of the way, I'm like, okay. I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's just like we're walking around Complex Con, like we're trying to look for content. We see Central C and academics. We're like, this is perfect. And then we like, let's go and see if we can get into the booth. We get let straight into the booth. We're like, perfect. This is great. Perfect. We're in here. Like, I'm like, let me see if I can go say what's up to academics. Next minute, I'm shaking hands with Central C. I'm like, this is perfect. Like, we're in here. Like, I don't know how that was allowed to happen. I feel like it could have played out differently, but at the same time, like I really don't have an issue. It's not a tough guy thing. People have been saying, don't ever do that again. Bro, I'm not bumping into no Lil Durk. I'm not bumping into no young boy. It just so happened I bumped into Central C. And like, it went how it went. You know, I'm grateful for the security for having my back. I'm grateful for Complex for putting on a good event where things like that can go on. Like really, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be surprised if after all that was said and done, even Sench and his manager were probably like, yeah, we had the most viral moment of Complex Con. Like, that was a good look for everyone.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, bro. That was not a good look. That was not a good look at all, bro, Ross. And on top of that, even he did a vid. Ross went on thing with Central C. He did a video with 6ix9ine. I recommend you guys watch that. It's very entertaining. Them two bounce off each other well. But they show 6ix9ine taking the piss out of Central C, bro. And it's like, for the UK, it's not good, bro, because Sench is trying to forward in America. Even in that interview he had with Academics, the clip from the same moment at ComplexCon, Central C says like, yo, I'm not done. I'm trying to really blow up in America. This is hindering that because with rap, with what he's rapping about, bro, it plays into the Americans already not taking the UK seriously. And for the biggest rapper to come out of the UK of recent times, to be called a studio gangster, which is a great way that Vlad puts it, that's what he's calling him. It's not good, fam. It's not a good look. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Chung Lee says, I don't give a shit. All right. Chung Lee says, talk to me about real world politics. All right, say nothing. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys again. You're gonna be back again. We're quite addictive. Peace and love to every single one of you guys watching. Thank you.